Mr. Waldman, could you introduce yourself for the jury?
My name is Robert Waldman. I work for the Chicago Police Department in the Anti-Crime Division.
How long have you been with Chicago?
I've been with Chicago for 8 years.
And how long have you been a police officer?
Been a police officer for 30 years.
You have a lot of experience then being a police officer. Would you consider that?
I've got a wealth of experience. Yes, I do.
Okay. And if you can describe to me the night of the incident, how did the night begin for you? And did you have a partner at this time?
I did. Edward Levy is my partner. Again, as I said, we were working for the Anti-Crime Division. There was a burglary in progress, and we had left the clothed policeman at the scene to go investigate the general area and see if we could find the perpetrator. So we were driving around.
Okay, so when you say clothed policeman, are you uniformed at this time, or are you not uniformed?
Yeah, let me clarify. We left the uniformed policeman at the scene of the crime, and we, Levy and me, were not uniformed police officers.
So you're plainclothes police officers?
That's correct.
And you're investigating a burglary? At what part of town? What's your street that you're on?
We're on on Division, and we're heading up towards Humboldt Park. Basically, where we were going is we were heading up California Street.
Do you have a marked police car in this time, or are you an unmarked police car?
We're in an unmarked police car.
Okay, so you're an unmarked police car. You're not uniformed, and what's the date and what did this occur on? What date?
December 6th, 1998. Six.
And at what time was this?
This was a little bit after 4 in the morning. I think probably close to around 4:15 or so, 4:20 is to the best of my recollection.
Would it feel different to you if this was 4 in the afternoon rather than 4 in the morning?
Oh, completely. Dynamics are different in the middle of the night. Dynamics are different with the people. Generally you don't have a lot of people out there selling lemonade at the corner of the street at 4 in the morning, but you might have some young kids selling lemonade in the middle of the afternoon. Things are.
So you're not going to be harassing kids for not having the proper permit of selling lemonade at 4 in the morning, right?
I stopped doing that long ago.
Oh, very good. Okay. So you and your partner in an unmarked police car driving on Division towards Humboldt Park, which is, I believe, west on Division, if I know my Chicago geography, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Any other partners with you in the car?
No, just leaving me.
Okay, just the two ununiformed officers, plainclothes police officers. That is correct. And 4 in the morning. What are you feeling at this point? What's going through your mind?
Well, I mean, anytime there's a crime going on, the adrenaline's running a little bit, but it's our job. We're used to this kind of stuff. So we're at the office in our car searching for the perpetrators.
Okay. And are you looking for someone that's on foot, or are you looking for someone that's driving around?
Looking for someone on foot.
Okay.
Yes.
So is it safe to say that you're driving slowly?
Absolutely. Looking around, trying to look between the houses, through the bushes. We're driving slow. We need to.
Do you have a spotlight on at this moment looking through?
No spotlight on the car.
Okay, so not looking through a spotlight, and you're still on Division at this point. And then where do you proceed?
Keep going towards Humboldt Park. We make a right on California Street, and we're heading up California Street there.
Are you driving?
I'm not driving. I'm the passenger.
What are your duties as a passenger?
To keep an eye out as far as what's going on around, looking for the perpetrator more so than the driver of the car. That's my main job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the eyes and ears of primarily. I mean, clearly, Officer Levy is also part of this, but you are focused on looking for this person on foot. Is that
sure? Of course,
correct?
he's looking too, but he's got to drive the car. He's got to keep us from crashing. It's common sense. So I'm the main lookout, if you will.
Okay. Do you have any equipment in the car that's not official capacity that wasn't released to you by Chicago Police Department?
No, no, it's all
Everything that's been given to you in
everything's
that particular vehicle is issued and registered to you by the Chicago Police Department.
that is correct.
Okay, you don't have your own personal weapons with you that carry with you?
No,
You don't carry personal knives with you?
no,
Okay, you don't have personal ropes in the back of the
I do
car?
not. No,
Okay. Okay, that sort of thing. And you don't have your dog with you, I assume?
no.
I was just curious, like, what do you carry with you? So what I'm saying is that everything issued then is issued by Chicago Police Department.
Exactly. It's the job. It's again, the car is our office. This is my police issued equipment.
Okay. Are you awake at this time of night?
Oh yeah.
You're not sleepy?
No, no. It's you do the job for 30 years and you're used to this. This. They pay you to be awake.
Okay. Okay. So you're alert, you're awake, you're driving down California. You said you turned a right on California. Your partner did?
That's correct.
Okay. Anything unusual at this point? You're heading what? Now we're going north on California.
Yeah, I don't notice anything unusual. We're heading north. We're making a right-hand turn onto Evergreen.
And before you continue, is California a large street, a wide street? Is it
Yeah.
a main highway or a
It's
straight road?
correct. Yeah, it's a main thoroughfare, multiple lanes. Yes.
Okay. All right. And you turn onto Evergreen, which I assume is go ahead. Well, how would you describe it?
Evergreen is a smaller street. It's a one-way street.
Okay.
Cars on both sides, so it's a little tighter than your.
Not easy to get around.
No,
Okay. If you had to pass.
if you had to pass, you'd be squeezing it a little bit. You'd have to move over.
Okay. And at this moment, are you still concerned about anything going on? Is there anything concerning to you?
Well, yeah, that's the first time I noticed a car behind us and trying to get around us, honking and making a lot of noise. Indeed.
So you are hearing a car honking. How close was this car who was honking?
Oh, he was right on our tail. I couldn't tell what kind of car it was. It's hard to see the headlights. He was so close.
Were you and your partner discussing or saying anything at this moment?
Uh, I was telling him he should let the car go by. It's some kind of nut out there. It's not who we're looking for.
Okay. And did you let the car go by?
Yeah, we drove a little bit further, but then we pulled over where we had a little spot to let him get by at that point.
Okay. And did the car come to a complete stop?
It did. It went slightly in front of us.
Oh, your car. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Did your car come to a complete stop?
We
Your
pulled
vehicle.
over.
And what kind of car is
complete
that?
stop. It's a Chevy Caprice,
Chevy Caprice. Unmarked.
unmarked
Okay.
police car, indeed.
And then the other car that was behind you that was honking, did it continue on its path?
No, it went a little bit ahead of ours, just slightly, and angled in, blocking our car in, and stopped right there.
Was that concerning to you?
Well, yeah, anytime, anytime somebody tries to stop a stranger
Mm-hmm.
with their car is certainly concerning.
And what time would you approximate, if you remember, what time is this at?
Oh, I think it's probably 20 after 4, something like that at that point in time.
After 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
December 7th now, Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, indeed, yes.
Okay. Cold out, December 7th. Cold.
It was cold. It was a chilly night, yeah.
Okay. And are you nervous at this point in any shape or form?
I don't know that nervous is the word. Again, we're police officers, so we deal with stuff.
Okay. How do you characterize your demeanor then?
Well, raising the interest a little bit. Yes, of course.
Okay.
I know I'm a police officer and take care of myself.
Okay, so you're acting professional.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. At this moment, do you or Levy exit the car?
I don't exit the car yet. Once we've stopped, Levy does get out of the car. Yes.
Why did Levy get out of the car?
Well, the driver of the car that pulled us over, if you will, had jumped out of his car and ran around the back side, coming up towards
So, and is that driver in here in the room?
Yes, it's Mr. Ramirez.
So this is the plaintiff, Mr. Ramirez, and you're saying this is the person that jumped out of the car and ran around the back, you said,
Yes, it is.
of his car
Of his car
in an
coming back up.
aggressive manner, would you characterize this?
Yeah, he's running. He's running and he's yelling at us.
He's
very,
yelling.
Very aggressive.
Okay. What was he yelling?
Uh, he was just screaming. It was hard to tell what he was saying. Couldn't heard idiot, but I couldn't tell exactly what he was saying. He would just look like a nut.
Was he speaking a foreign language?
I don't know.
You do not know. You didn't know if he's speaking a foreign language. Was he? Did he have anything in his hand at this point?
I didn't see anything in his hand at this point.
You didn't see anything in his hand, and were you still seated in the car, or did you get out of the car at this point?
I was still in the car.
And did your partner, Officer Levy, get out of the car at this point?
Yes, he did.
He got out of the car.
He did.
Okay. So when he got out of the car, explain to what happened next then.
Then they got into a fight at that point. And
Fight.
yeah,
Explain fight. What does a fight look like?
well, they're swinging fists. They're just it looked like a.
Did you
typical-
see a knife at this point?
Well, as soon as I did get out of the car at that point and stood
Okay,
up.
so I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want
Yeah.
to make sure that we understand what's happening here.
Yeah.
So your partner, Officer Levy, you're in the passenger seat. Your car is on Evergreen. It is sitting next to another car who you identified was driven by Mr. Ramirez, and the car is now angled in, so you're unable to leave that area.
That is correct.
So did you feel trapped?
I felt threatened. Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't drive the car out of there. So yeah, there's
Okay.
a threat.
Seems reasonable for the circumstances there. Did you, at this point, get out of your own car? Did you personally get out of your seat?
I did. That's when I stood up, opened the door, stood up, and looked over and saw them fighting there in the well of the door where the door opens.
Okay, and in what position was Mr. Ramirez in at this point?
Well, he was had his hand raised, and that's where I could see there was a knife.
He had his hand raised.
He had his hand raised.
Is that hand raised like over his head?
Yeah, he had his right hand up over his head.
His right hand
like
over
this.
his head.
Yeah.
Okay, and
It's-
anything in that
I
hand?
could see a knife in the hand.
You saw the knife in the hand.
Yes.
Okay, you see a knife in the hand. And is he facing you at this moment?
He's facing me. My partner's facing away from me. I see the back of my partner where he's fighting in the wheel well, not the wheel well, the door well of the car.
Okay.
So yes, Mr. Ramirez is facing me at that time. His hand is right.
So your partner's back was towards you,
Correct.
and you're looking over the top of the car.
That's correct.
Okay. And at this point, what is running through your mind?
Definite threat to the life of my partner when I see this.
Why did you feel there was a threat to the life of your partner?
Well, a knife is a weapon, obviously, and he could certainly stab my partner and kill him.
Don't you think a knife isn't as threatening as maybe a gun?
Well, certainly, but any weapon that can kill is a weapon that can kill. Some are, he didn't have a nuclear bomb. If he had a gun, I wouldn't say he doesn't have a nuclear bomb. Therefore, it's nothing to worry about. A knife is still deadly, even though it's not a gun. So it was a definite threat to the life of my partner.
Okay, and when are you allowed to use force to cause serious injury or deadly force? What type of situation allows for that in your experience and your training?
Yeah, as a police officer, I am allowed to use force when there's a serious threat of injury or threat to life.
Okay, so in your estimation, there is a reasonable threat for serious injury or loss of life when you see this knife across the car.
There's no doubt about it.
And did you want to kill Mr. Ramirez?
No,
What did you want to do? What was your intention?
My intention is to stop the threat.
To stop the threat. It's not even necessarily, well, is it to shoot?
No, it's not necessary to shoot. A lot of times, just simply being plainclothes police officers, it can be as simple as just pulling the gun out and showing it, and that will stop the threat right there. The people will subside, if you will, rather than continue their threat.
Okay, so your intention is to just stop the threat.
Indeed.
In your process of doing this, just stopping the threat, you're looking across the top of your car. You see your partner's life in potential danger or danger, correct?
Correct, yes.
And because why again? Because why is your partner in potential danger or danger?
There's a threat to his life.
And what angle is this? Where is this knife at this moment?
The knife is in the air above my partner.
Where is your partner's hands at this moment?
My partner has his hands, both hands, gripped on Mr. Ramirez's right arm, holding it there.
Okay, and did at that moment was your partner successful at wrestling the knife away from Mr. Ramirez?
No, he wasn't able to wrestle it away. Just he was able to keep the knife from coming down on him at that point in time.
Okay, and did you see him stab your partner at any time?
I didn't see him actually stab him. I saw the grip on his hand starting to come looser. The grip that my partner had on Mr. Ramirez's hand was coming looser, getting more and more threatening to my partner as that was happening.
Is it necessary to see your partner stabbed for you to have reasonable to exhibit force necessary for serious bodily injury or death?
It is not. No, just as long as the threat is there.
It's not even necessary to have your partner stabbed at that time?
No, absolutely not. It'd be nice to stop the threat before my partner gets stabbed. Sorry.
I understand. So at this point, and this is all happening, I assume, quickly.
This is happening very fast.
Okay. You now are, what is your position? You're out of the car, you're looking over, now what are you doing? You see the knife, correct? You see the knife.
I see the knife.
Is the knife down, up or down?
It's
with your partner's holding his arm. Where is that? Where is this in relation?
It's down. It's coming down lower. He's still, struggling to hold on to it. It's coming down lower.
And you are doing what?
And I'm running around the back of the car at this point in time to give assistance to my partner.
Okay. Do you have your gun out at this time?
I'm pulling my gun out at this time. Yes.
Okay. And what type of gun do you carry?
It's a 9mm.
38 caliber, I believe.
38.
Revolver, correct?
Yeah, that's the one I had that night.
Okay. So you have a 38 caliber revolver that you unholstered running around the back of the car.
Yes.
That's correct. And at this moment, do you raise the barrel of your gun to fire?
I do.
Okay, and what position is Mr. Ramirez in at this moment?
Now I'm behind Mr. Ramirez.
How did he get behind? How did you get behind him? Because before it was over here.
Well, he was in front. When I was getting out of the car, he was still in front of me. I had run around the backside. Mr. Ramirez was still in the same position, and I was just changing my position. I was getting behind him, and my partner was in front of Mr. Ramirez, still up against or in the area of the car.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but were you mistaken when you said they rolled around to the back of the car?
No, they did roll. That's where they started at the door, but they were rolling around towards the back of the car.
Okay, so at this moment, their position's there towards the back of the car. They're no longer in the doorway.
Correct. Again, as I said, it was happening so fast. So me running back there, them coming back. Ultimately, they got back towards the back of the car, and I was behind Mr. Ramirez.
Okay.
At that point.
And adrenaline's running?
Oh, yeah.
Blood's pumping?
Blood's pumping. Yes.
Are you thinking irrationally?
I think I'm thinking rationally as a police officer.
Okay. And it was rational and reasonable to have your gun out?
It was. My partner's life was in serious...
Go ahead.
Serious threat.
Serious threat of what?
Of death from Mr. Ramirez.
Serious threat of death or bodily injury, correct?
Or
Is that how
bodily
you would
injury.
describe it?
That would be yes.
Okay. Okay. So at this moment, did you fire?
I shot him.
Why did you shoot him?
It's not a complicated story. It's the same thing. He was coming down at my partner with the knife. The serious threat of injury and the serious threat of death to my partner was imminent, and I needed to stop the threat.
You needed to stop the threat.
Yes.
And according to the Chicago Police Department's law, you are reasonable to use force in that situation when there is a possibility of serious death or injury.
That is correct.
And so you're acting according to your own training.
That is correct.
And according to the policy within the Chicago Police Department.
Absolutely.
Because there was a serious threat to serious bodily injury or death.
That is
death
correct.
to your partner. Is that correct?
That is absolutely true.
Okay. And at this point, the shot is fired. What happens?
Mr. Ramirez does fall down to the ground at that point.
Where is the knife?
The knife falls to his side at that point.
The knife falls to the ground. Did you touch the knife?
I did not.
You did not touch the knife.
No.
Did your partner touch the knife?
No, he did not.
Okay. Mr. Ramirez is on the ground. Are you shaken?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
I'm nervous. Who wouldn't be?
Are you queasy?
Yes.
Are you throwing up?
No.
You're not throwing up,
I know.
but you're queasy.
Yes.
Okay. That fine line between not throwing up and queasy, that's where you're at.
That is yes.
Okay. What is the next thing you do?
It's a bit of a blur, but I got on the walkie-talkie and
Okay.
called for backup.
According to your training, correct?
That is correct.
You called for backup
Yes.
at the moment when there was free clear to do that. You didn't do that before you stopped the threat, in your words. Why didn't you call for backup right then?
There was no time to call for backup. The quickness at which this all transpired, there was just no time to make any phone call or any
Right.
calls on the radio for backup at that point. So the only time I had time to get on the walkie-talkie was after Mr. Ramirez was shot.
Okay. And did you and Officer Levy attend to Mr. Ramirez on the ground, or did you leave him there for ambulance? Did you try to stem his injuries in any way?
We tried to stop his injuries and got him in the squad car.
So you did try to take care of him and not just leave him in the dirt.
No.
Is that correct?
Well, that is correct, yes.
Okay. And how long did it take for backup to show up? Do you know?
Can't remember how long it took for them to get there.
Okay. And how are you doing after this?
I'm still shaken. It's not an easy experience to have to deal with any of this. We're there to protect and to serve, but you never want to hurt anyone or to shoot anyone, or it's not a pleasant experience.
You're just doing your job.
Yes.
Okay. No more questions. Thank you.
Well,
you
I
very
do
much.
want to say
Oh.
my partner is still alive today.
Your partner's still alive.
Yeah.
And that was the purpose of...
That was the purpose of me following the rules of our department and protecting
Stopping the threat.
And stopping the threat.
I understand. Well, thank you very much for your time, and we're sorry to put you on the stand in such as circumstances such as this to question your own integrity.
Thank you.